Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you on an incredible journey through one of the most iconic landmarks in France, the magnificent Versailles Palace. Now this grand masterpiece of history is not just a palace, it's a window into the world of French royalty, opulence, and intrigue. Now stick around because I'll be sharing some fascinating stories, hidden gems, and of course showing you some breathtaking views. So let's dive in. Now, located just 12 miles outside Paris, the Palace of Versailles actually began as a hunting lodge for Louis XIII. But it was his son, Louis XIV, the Sun King, who transformed it into a symbol of absolute monarchy and grandeur. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited landmarks in France. And we are just passing a replica of the Statue of Liberty, and we will also cross Roland Garros, which is the tennis stadium where the French Open is held. Okay, so we just stepped out of a bus, and when you look at the palace, the first thing that you notice are the iconic golden gates. This is a recreation of the originals that was destroyed during the revolution. And once you step past them, you're standing in the marble courtyard where history echoed throughout every step. Now, this is where royal processions once began. Once you come inside, you come to this little lobby area, and then once you go upstairs is when you step into the main palace area. And then once you step inside, the extravagance hits you instantly. Gilded walls, grand chandeliers, and frescoed ceilings transport you back to the 17th century. So we did actually do a full half-day tour of the palace. So what that tour entails is basically transportation from Paris to Versailles, and then a fully guided tour for about an hour and a half, and plus transportation back to Paris. So this whole trip usually takes about 5 to 6 hours, and I will provide the link in the description box for anybody that's interested in taking the same tour. And another fun fact, King Louis XIV lived like a celebrity before it was cool. And every morning, dozens of nobles watched him wake up, get dressed in a public ritual called as the lever. Even going to bed was a formal event. Just imagine that. Now let's step inside and head straight to the Piece de Resistance, the Hall of Mirrors. Now, this iconic gallery is 73 meters long and it's lined with 357 mirrors, that reflect the grandeur of the palace. Now, imagine the dazzling candlelit balls and political meetings that took place here. So much history, folks. Now, the Treaty of Versailles, which ended World War I, was signed in this very room in 1919. Another fun fact, guys, the mirrors were a luxury back in the 17th century, and so King Louis the 14th used them to showcase the wealth and innovation of France. No wonder they call him the Sun King. Now, have you guys been to Versailles? Well, do let me know in the comments what your favorite part about the palace was. Those that haven't been here, put it on your bucket list. It is a fantastic place to visit. Now, moving on, we have the royal apartments. Now, here each room is a marvel of art and architecture. Now, the king's grand apartment, it was more than just a place to sleep. It was a stage for royal rituals. And when I say rituals, this is where the daily ritual of the lever that I kind of mentioned earlier took place. Look at the rich tapestries, the gold embellishments, and the chandeliers. Now, every detail screams opulence. Now, it's hard not to feel like we've, stepped into a time machine. Now, let's move to the Queen's apartments, which is equally stunning. The Queen's apartments reveal the elegance and influence of Marie Antoinette, who lived here before the Revolution swept it all away. Now, did you know that Marie Antoinette, with a penchant for luxury, added her own personal touches to many of these rooms? Marie Antoinette built her own little fantasy world here at Versailles, in a make-believe village called as the Queen's Hamlet. Here, she dressed like a peasant and played farm life, complete with cows, gardens, and even a working dairy. The Palace of Versailles wasn't built overnight. In fact, it took more than 50 years to complete this palace. Each king added his own touches, and that turned a simple hunting lodge into the colossal symbol of royal power that we see today. Just as you get ready to exit the palace, you come across, of course, or you can go through the bookstore here, and they have a very good selection of memorabilia. Should you choose to buy something to take back home, we of course picked up a couple of little different things to take back. But of course, it's a nice place to just kind of browse and spend some time. Now, Versailles isn't just a palace alone, it's also home to over 800 hectares of manicured gardens. Now, these gardens were designed by André Lenortre, and these symmetrical masterpieces feature sculptures, tree lined paths, and of course, the famous musical fountains. And just another pro tip, guys, don't miss the fountain shows if you visit in the spring or the summer. It's like just stepping into a living painting. It's beautiful. It is a sight to behold. And then when you come outside to the gardens, they also have this buggy ride that we just kind of hopped on. Just kind of keep in mind that it takes about 40 minutes and it'll take you all around the garden property. And that's a wrap on our little journey through the Palace of Versailles, folks. Now, whether you're a history buff, an art enthusiast, or just someone who loves beautiful palaces, Versailles truly has something for everyone. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures that are coming up here shortly. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.